What's good, Derek? How you doing? I want to show y'all something real quick. See that? See that there? That is what real clouds look like. All right, I'm gonna show y'all. Look at that. See that beautiful shit right there? The sky is blue. The clouds are there and puffy and white. Now, this isn't the only type of cloud, but what I showed y'all yesterday, well, that was not. Those were not real cloud formations. This is what a real cloud formation looks like. Okay, it's asymmetrical. It's random. You can see the heavy water, at the bottom when it's dark. You see that dark shit? You know, those are what real clouds look like. They're nice and puffy and fluffy, and you can feel the difference. You don't see a silvery haze. You know what I mean? Like, these are what real clouds look like. I just wanted y'all to see the difference. Okay, so don't get confused. Show this to your children. Okay, because by the time they're our age, they might not ever see a real cloud again unless we do something. Okay, I'm not one of those people who says, "Oh, the world's going to end," and we're it. That's it. We're headed for oblivion. I feel like we can turn this shit around, and nature is going to help us turn it around. Like I said, it was supposed to rain today. Um, they sprayed the shit out of the sky. They tried their damnedest, but we'll see. This is just the tip of the cold front that's supposed to come this way. All right, it's supposed to start raining around 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. So we'll see. Hopefully, when I'm driving home and some raindrops are pouring down. Okay, it's a problem for my garage, but where I have all my workout equipment. But hey, I can deal with that. That's why I got a leaf blower, blow all that water out of there. Anyway, I'm off on a tangent. So let me get back to this. Ooh, look at this. Hold on, to the south. Look at that. What a beauty, huh? What a beauty. Look at that over there. Can you see a hippo? I can see a hippo. Anyway, let me fix this goddamn audio too. Hold on. Yeah, buddy. Real clouds. Look at that. And look how the sun is refracting off those clouds. Okay? You see? The sun is right about here. You know? You can see the difference when see the sun right there. It looks weird on the phone, right? No. Anyway, let me get off this shit. Pardon my unprofessionalism. Okay? I'm new to this YouTube shit, but I'm trying to bring y'all some good information as often as possible. What's good, Lamar? My first time seeing you in the chat. Welcome. Time to talk about some real shit. So, I'm not going to hold off any longer. I don't have too many followers, so I'm going to jump right into it. How many of you know what M.A.D is? Not, mad as in I'm going to punch a hole in the wall when my wife pissed me off, which I prefer you guys do. Before you put your hands on a woman, put a hole through the wall. You don't need to hit a woman, okay? Let's get that out the way. And M.A.D is going to touch on that. When I talk about M.A.D, I'm going to touch on that too. M.A.D, what is M.A.D? M.A.D is an acronym, all right? It's the most important acronym you'll ever know. You know what it means? I'm sure most of you do. If you watch my channel, if you watch my lives, you have some sense. And that's the only type of people I want to attract, those with sense. M.A.D means mutually assured destruction, okay? Mutually assured destruction. Okay. When you don't have that,
You get what you have in Venezuela, Haiti, Iran, to a degree. They ain't charged up in Iran like that yet, as you can see. But Syria, you get what you have in Libya, what they did to Gaddafi. You get what you have in Iraq, okay? And I don't know about North Korea. They ain't ran up in North Korea yet, even though they talk all that shit. And they got missiles upon missiles upon missiles pointed in South Korea, ready to blow our troops up over there, okay? So yeah, they have mutually assured destruction for show. So you know who doesn't have MAD with the United States, or you know who does? Russia, China. Iran is trying to achieve that, but we'll see. Now, what weapons do you need? What do you need to have mutually assured destruction? Okay, you need nuclear weapons. Okay, nuclear weapons, and Russia has those. China has those. North Korea has those. May not be as efficient as ours um, as ours or China's or Russia's right now, but they have enough. Okay, so Russia, China, and the United States have been bucking for a long time, and bucking each other. And this is why you have a Cold War. You have Cold Wars when you don't want to have an all-out war because you're afraid that the enemy is going to destroy. The enemy is going to destroy your population, or your bases, or your White House, or your Kremlin, or whatever they have in China that holds all the commanders and all of the people that hold the power, all the banking systems. Okay, but that's really what it's all about. It's about protecting our foothold in regards to the banking system, because the reason we're a superpower right now is because of fiat currency and the US dollar, and having to um, trade oil and other such resources in fiat in US dollar. And more people are getting away from that. Well, if you don't have MAD with the United States, they will destroy your ass if you try to get away from that dollar. Look at Venezuela right now. Look at Hugo Chavez. I mean, supposedly he died of natural causes, but look how he was treated. Look how his people were treated. Look how his people are treated now. They have the most oil. They have some of they have the richest reserves of oil of any other country. Okay, they're going to tell you Alaska does, or Alaska, Canada, but really Venezuela does, and they pretty much kept it to themselves. They really didn't fuck with the dollar like that, even though they have oil with Shell or whatever. Shell is dealing with Venezuela. That's one of Venezuela's partners, but they were really on rocky roads in terms of the fiat and the dollar and their oil. But when Hugo decided he didn't want to fox with it no more, fox with the US dollar, he dies mysteriously. When Gaddafi decided that he was going to back his currency by dinar, with gold dinar, as opposed to dealing with the US dollar at all, guess what happened to him? A bunch of rebels backed by the United States murked him. Okay, and you have to understand that the Clintons are instrumental in most of this shit, even though they're just puppets of the bankers, right? The bankers pull their strings, but they're really the front people of all this shit going on. Look at Saddam Hussein. Happened twice, right? Well, Saddam Hussein got taken out, and you know why? because he had no M.A.D with the United States government or the United States banks, the World Bank, the one World Bank that they're trying to establish. Because once they establish this one World Bank, no one will be able to do anything with money, their own money. They will have to deal these. I won't even call them U.S. banks. These banks are just, these are nefarious banks that really are not government at all. They're these banks are owned. The One World Bank that they're trying to establish is owned and operated by private. My bad. Uh, my bad, y'all. I had to take this important phone call. Um, but I got a little bit more time, and I will continue this very topic after work. So don't worry, we'll be back on it, and I'm going to talk about it some more now. So I was talking about mutually assured destruction and how you need to have it. If you have a civilization established, or you have a nation established, or you have a community established, it's always a good idea to show that you ain't just gonna be some punks and be pushed over. Okay? Now, it's not like leaders like Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein and Castro and people like that didn't have a good amount of power. They just didn't have the hardware that the United States has in regards to nuclear power. Okay? And why am I talking about this? Well, it's very important for us, if we were to nation build as a people, to have some of that same mutually assured destruction going for us. Okay? And I'm talking about in any walk of life. I'm not just talking about us against the oppressor, us against the tyrannist, us against a foreign nation. I'm talking about just in general. Okay? People you deal with on a day-to-day basis. Okay? It's kind of cold and calculated, but sometimes you got to be that way. Now, in terms of us and the oppressor, I know it seems like, okay, how do you have mutually assured destruction against an oppressor that has nuclear power? Well, this is what you have to understand. You live in that very nation. I don't know what's going on. My phone is blacking out. Anyway, the screen. I don't know what's going on with that. Anybody there? Sorry, y'all. I know. I had to step away for a minute. So this is what's important. You live in the very nation. Let's say, for hypothetically, where, let's say if you live in the nation that your tyrant exists, they're not just going to nuke their own land or their own nation, right? They're not just going to do that. What they are going to do, what they're going to try to do, is probably extricate you or do it surgically, okay? Damn, what the heck is going on here? Oh, sorry I missed y'all. But anyway, you can catch this later. See, a tyrant is going to be more surgical. Nuclear weapons aren't surgical, okay? When you want to go in and destroy a target without much collateral damage, you have to be more surgical with your shit, okay? They can't just bomb their own. They're not going to do that. Because believe it or not, the United States is sitting on, we sitting on some very fertile land. Much of the food that's provided around the world comes from the United States, okay? It comes from the United States because we have such rich soil here, just because of the placement we have on this earth. And this is very important. So they can't just nuke us, right? Let's just say that we live here in this nation, and we feel like we're being oppressed, and we have tyranny going against us. Then we live here. And believe it or not, we are a resource as well. They need us as well. They need us to consume and put money into their system. Hey, hey Joyce, what's going on? I think you're the only one there yet now. I don't know. I had to take this important phone call, so you know. Anyway, so how do we gain mutually assured destruction? Peace for black righteous folks. What's going on? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the video. Welcome to my live. Oh man, the screen keep blacking out. Anyway, so how do we gain mutually assured destruction with our oppressor? We already got it. We already have it. We got the money, okay? We consume. They need us to consume, okay, to feed this banking system, right? Because they don't have anything to back it. They used to have gold. They ain't got that no more, okay? China loaned us a shitload of money, okay? The United States, not these bankers. The bankers don't care about that, okay? But they do need us to consume. If we don't consume, right? If we don't put money into the machine, if we don't circulate our dollars, it's going to fail. Okay? So that's one way we have achieved mutually assured destruction with our alleged oppressor. Like if for instance, we had oppressors or tyrants running our fucking country, right? So we have that. That's one thing we got, okay? That we consume. We consume. But what's the kicker is even when we ain't got no money, even when we broke, we ain't got no job, we're still fucking consuming. Because that's just in our nature. That's how this nation was built. This nation was built on people consuming. They came up with currency so that people can consume just like that. Okay, it's a banknote, right? It's a banknote. It's a Federal Reserve note. All that, it's an IOU. That's all it is. I'm giving you this IOU, and I'll give you whatever it is of substance, the actual product later. But now it's gone so far into this IOU has turned into the dollar. Okay? And what we're handing people. Let me show y'all something. Okay? Let me show y'all something. I got a $20 bill and a $1 bill. What's the physical difference between this and this? The amount of ink. And some watercolors, some watermarks, and a little strip. This ain't got that. They're presidents. So what? The president. That's the difference. You know what this is made of? Cotton and hemp and linen. That's what it's made out of. But we give. Look, I have a $5 bill too. It says 5. This says 1. This says 20. Doesn't make a difference. Everything that we consume racks up what we owe. Essentially, we have to work for it. You know what we got? You know what we owe? I'm balling. Yeah, right. I wish. I don't own no land. I don't have no cattle. I ain't got no freaking garden. You know what I'm saying? Well, I got some fruit trees in the backyard, but you know. What I'm saying is, you know what backs our dollar? The job that we do. How we work. We put blood, sweat, and tears in our jobs. Okay, some of us, we go and we coast, but we still got to get up in the morning and go to their fucking job in order to get this. In order to get this and bring it home. And if we run out of this, we can't consume. People kill for this, right? We go to work, and that's what's backing this dollar. Okay? It's no longer goods and services. It's no longer trade. It's no longer bartering, right? This is what we got. Okay? We're going to work. We making somebody else rich, and they have the substance. They got land. Okay. They got land, and they got your ass building houses on it. So you buy a house, right? Yeah. Enslavement. Exactly. Mind. Yeah. It's all good. You enslavement of the mind too. You throw your ass in the mine and be a slave. Okay. Get that gold out. Get that coal out. So this is the kicker. Okay. We go to work for that dollar. Okay. And then we bring home this dollar, but the people that we go to work for that make all this money, the 1%, they got land all over the place. They got farms, okay? They got all that. So, and what they also have, like the city and the municipalities. Let's say who bought their house? Which one of you bought your house? How many of you bought your homes? Well, if you bought your home, did you do you own the land that it's sitting on? Do you own the land, Joyce? Or do you pay property taxes? You calling me, man? Yeah. So you have to pay property. Do you have to pay property tax, Joyce? What's up, Stacy? I'm renting too. I'm not gonna buy a home. I'm sorry if you did, but I'm not gonna buy a home uh, in an urban sprawl. If I buy a home, I'm gonna own the land that it's sitting on. Okay, that's when you have something of substance. Fertile land, something you can grow food on, something you can raise cattle on that they can go and graze and eat the grass. Yeah, hit that like button, share this video, and all that. And we need to get this message out. Okay, I'm trying to help you understand how the dollar works. Okay, I'm trying to help you understand how we have mutually assured destruction with our oppressors and our tyrants. We just don't know it. Okay, us going to work. If we stop going to work, it destroys everything. See, they need us to go to work until they're ready for us to stop, and they're not at that level yet. Also, what we have, I talked about this yesterday. It's okay. It's all right, Joyce. That's what I'm saying. It's okay. We can start fresh. You know, we can start buying our own land. Nothing can stop us from that. So I talked about this yesterday. Second Amendment. Okay, that's another way that we have the M.A.D. weapons, mutually assured destruction. The fact that we have a Second Amendment and we have the right to keep and bear arms that they keep trying to infringe upon. M.A.D. Because guess what? If we have our own shit, okay, they can send the troops after us, but some of these troops are going to be our family members. They're going to look at us. It's going to be their hometown. They're not going to be able to pull the trigger all the time. That's why Obama signed a bill, a law that says that the UN troops can run up in this piece if we got out of line. Okay, because they know that our soldiers, our soldiers aren't as brainwashed, let's say, as the Chinese. The Chinese, if you tell the Chinese soldiers to attack their own, they will do it. That's how they got it up here. They're machines. Not our people so much, not our troops. We can change the hearts and mind of our troops. I know, because I was a soldier. Yeah, exactly. But see, the difference is the UN is full of foreign troops that will have no problem invading the United States and murking us. But if we have the heat, that's going to be a problem. And you're also going to have soldiers that are going to turn on the government too. It's not going to be as simple as they think. That's why that's why all the weapons they're forming against us are subtle. 5G, Wi-Fi, chemtrails. Like, sometimes when people say chemtrails, they get in trouble. I don't know. I don't give a hot fuck. I'm not getting paid for this. Chemtrails, GMO foods, okay? Sugar, processed sugar. All these weapons they forming against us are subtle, man. Okay? Now they might bomb a neighborhood every now and then, like they did with Black Wall Street, but they can't do that now. You think they don't want to run up in Compton? We're not really, we don't really have an establishment such as that. Lamar Peace. We don't have an establishment. We haven't been able to build ourselves up like they did in Tulsa, on Black Wall Street. Nowadays, it's just not. It's not happening yet. You know, and these black leaders that have the capability, they're not going to spend the money on that. Farrakhan, you think he's going to put up some money that he's gotten off the people? He's gotten much money off the people. You think he's going to put some of that up to establish our own communities, buy land, and do all that? I know he has some of that to a degree, but you got to join his little nation. If you ain't with his little nation, he can't fox with you. And he's suspect anyway. The fact that he's been able to talk shit about the U.S. government for so long and have such a reach in the following and still be okay and still be walking around like King motherfucking Tut and still got shit going down in Chicago. Hey, you know, I'm not a Farrakhan fan at all. Okay? He can eat one. So, I'm going to leave y'all with this, man. I'll be back on my way home from work. I know it's going to be late for some of y'all. Y'all can catch that in the morning, whatever. Like this video, share. And, you know, we going to keep this moving. We're going to build it up. You know, put this message out there. You know, I'm not, you know, I'm not trying to make no money off of YouTube. I'm just trying to bring awareness because I need that awareness in my people so that my children can be okay 20 years from now. I want to see my children have children. And I want them to be happy and comfortable. I want them to be alive and living. I want them to breathe clean, beautiful air. And I want them to eat nice, clean food. That's all I want. And I want that for your kids and your kids' kids too. That's it. That's all I want. But I'm going to plug my book every now and then. The Seeds of Dark Matter. Disease. As a matter of fact, on my way home from work, I might give you a synopsis on my book. And it's very relevant, okay? There's a lot you can learn in that book. Even though it's fiction, it's science fiction. You know, the main character is a prepper. You know what I'm saying? He's a former soldier. You know, he's more of an elite soldier than I ever was. He was a former ranger. And, you know, it's a nationwide disaster going on. And you can learn a lot about how to survive such a disaster, you know, to a degree by reading my book. You know, there's some literary license, of course, but, you know, I think, you know, y'all would enjoy that. So, yeah, much love to y'all. I will holler at y'all later. Peace out.